Welcome to the Forest Friends Adventure, a collection of 4 magical stories by Miss Foreign. Meet Pip, Bella, Oliver, and Felix as they explore a world of kindness and wonder. Join our forest friends on their journeys and discover the magic hidden within every page. Are you ready? Let's begin our adventure together.
Welcome to the Golden Beach. Let's join Pip on a very special adventure. Once there was a little turtle named Pip. He lived on a beautiful golden beach. Everywhere he went, he carried a small blue backpack for all his special treasures. One sunny morning, while wandering near the warm tide, Pip saw something shimmering. A giant pink and gold seashell that pulsed with a soft magical light. Pip leaned in close, and the shell began to whisper. It told him it was lost and needed to return to the great nest high up on the rocks. Pip knew he had to help. He put the glowing shell safely in his pack. Pip took a deep breath and began his long walk across the golden dunes. The desert felt very big and the sun felt very hot as he traveled alone. But Pip didn't mind. He knew he had to keep moving forward for the shell. At last, he reached a line of tall gray rocks right by the water's edge. He used his flippers and a steady stick to pull himself up, rock by rock, toward the top. The gray rocks were smooth and slippery.
"Be careful, Pip,"
whispered the shell from his pack. But Pip kept his footing. He was very brave and didn't let the height scare him at all. Near the top of the gray rocks, he met a small orange crab with wide, friendly eyes. "The great nest is just around the corner," the crab clicked, pointing with a happy claw. Pip thanked his new friend and kept moving. He could finally see the big stone archway. It led to the very top of the highest cliff in the world. He was almost there. Pip found the great nest at the very top. It was a bowl of soft, warm, white sand. Pip took the pulsing shell from his pack and gently placed it in the center of the nest. The shell erupted with a magnificent multicolored light. The magic was finally back home. Pip smiled at the distant ocean. He was very small, but he did a very big thing. With the magic safe and home, Pip's heart was as full as his little blue pack. Story 2, we flip our page to a valley filled with round wooden houses and soft green grass. This is the story of a very special bunny and her amazing discovery. Once upon a time, in the sleepy corners of Meadowville, lived a little bunny named Bella. One rainy afternoon, while exploring her dusty attic, she found something tucked away in a velvet box. It was a paintbrush, but not just any brush. When Bella lifted it, the bristles sparkled like morning dew, and a trail of golden stardust followed her every move. Bella painted a bright orange carrot on the garden fence. Suddenly, pop! The painting wiggled and turned into a real crunchy snack. The brush was magic! But then, the sky turned heavy and gray. Cold raindrops began to fall, and all of Bella's friends tucked their heads down, feeling very gloomy in the shadows.
Bella knew what to do. She climbed the highest hill and swept her magic brush across the clouds. "Don't worry, friends," she cried, as a giant smiling sun began to glow right where she painted it.
To make sure no one stayed sad for long, she added a magnificent rainbow bridge. It sparkled with every color you can imagine, stretching from one side of the woods to the other. As her friends cheered, Bella realized that magic is a wonderful thing, but it is 10 times better when you share it. She called everyone over and said, "Let's make our world bright together." Meadowville became the most colorful place in the whole world, and whenever it rains, the children just smile, knowing that a little imagination can always bring back the sun. Story 3. We are traveling deep underground to a place that sparkles with a light all on its own. Are you ready? Let's flip the page. Deep beneath the roots of the Whispering Hills lay a cavern so magnificent, it sparkled even when the sun was fast asleep. This was Crystal Cave, a place of magic and mystery. This beautiful cave was the home of Oliver. Now, Oliver wasn't a scary dragon at all. He was very friendly, loved his blue scarf, and spent his days polishing the shiny gems. But one morning, Oliver let out a little gasp.
The big center crystal, the most important gem in the whole cave, had vanished. Without it, the cavern felt dim and cold. Oliver didn't give up. He pulled out his trusty magnifying glass and searched the floor. There, in the dust, were tiny, wiggling footprints leading into the shadows. He buckled his blue backpack and held a small sapphire to light his way. Bravely, Oliver stepped into the narrow, dark tunnels to find out where footprints led. At the end of the tunnel, he found the culprits. 3 tiny, fuzzy fruit bats were huffing and puffing, trying to lift the heavy crystal just so they could play with it. Oliver didn't get angry. Instead, he gave them a kind smile. "That's a bit too heavy for you, little ones. Let me help you." He tucked the giant gem under his arm and carried it home. With a gentle click, I set the crystal back onto its stone pedestal. Instantly, the whole cave erupted in a rainbow of light. The purple, blue, and green crystals were awake again. The tiny bats cheered. They had never seen the cave so bright. Oliver realized that the cave was much more fun when he had friends to share the sparkles with. From that day on, Oliver and his new bat friends lived in the most colorful home in the land. And if you listen closely to the hills, you might just hear them laughing.
Story 4. Deep in the heart of the glowing, whispering woods, where the trees hum soft lullabies, an exciting adventure is about to begin for a very curious fox named Felix. Felix was a small fox with a massive curiosity for the world around him. His bright orange coat shone in the sun, and his white-tipped tail bobbed with excitement whenever he set off to explore. One Tuesday afternoon, while digging near the roots of the great willow, Felix's paw hit something hard. He brushed away the damp earth to reveal a heavy, pulsing golden key hidden for 1,000 years. As soon as Felix picked up the key, the morning mist began to swirl. The fog thickened and then flattened into a glowing, translucent map, showing a secret trail leading toward the legendary Silver Gate. Following the shimmering map, Felix traveled deep into the forest until he reached the edge of Crystal Brook. The water was beautifully clear and sparkled like 1,000 diamonds under the canopy. The map showed a hidden path that lay right beneath the water's surface. However, the current was moving fast, and the mossy stones looked much too slippery for a small fox to cross alone. Felix remembered the magic of the golden key. Taking a deep, brave breath, he reached out and dipped the pulsing key into the cool, rushing water of the brook to see what would happen.
Instantly, the water parted. A dry, solid path made of glowing blue glass emerged from the stream, creating a safe bridge that led Felix all the way to the other side of the woods.
On the other side of the brook, the glowing path wound steeply upward. With every step, Felix could feel his heart racing as he moved closer to the final destination shown on his magical map. Finally, the fabled Silver Gate stood before him. It was a massive, towering wall of smooth metal that looked cold to the touch, with absolutely no visible handle or keyhole to be found. Felix held the pulsing golden key high in the air. High above him on the gate, a tiny, ancient carving of a star began to pulse with a warm light that matched the rhythm of the key his paw. The moment he touched the key to the glowing star, a deep, magical hum echoed through the trees. The seamless silver surface began to glow with light as the great gate slowly started to swing open. Through the open gate, a warm and brilliant golden light poured out like honey. Felix stepped forward slowly, his eyes wide with wonder, as he crossed the threshold into the fabled secret garden. Inside was an enchanted wonderland unlike anything Felix had ever seen in the woods. The trees above had leaves made of shimmering silver, and every flower on the ground was crafted from dazzling, colorful crystal. In the very center of the garden stood a majestic tree made of pure, solid gold. Nestled deep within its ancient roots was a tiny, perfect, glowing golden box that seemed to be waiting just for him. Felix used the golden key one final time. With a soft click, the box opened, and a beautiful blue light flooded the air, refreshing every leaf and flower. The secret garden was finally safe and alive once more. With the garden safe and full of light, Felix knew his curiosity had found something truly magical. Thank you for venturing through the enchanted woods with us today. If you enjoyed these cherished tales, don't forget to like and subscribe for more magic. This has been a Miss Foreign production, where every story is a new adventure. The forest is full of magic, and I can't wait to share our next journey with you. Until next time, keep dreaming and enjoy every page of your storybook.